Hello Enigmas, welcome to another top 8 video series of classical guitar and all there is to know about this fabulous music genre brought by our host, Demelia. Today we are counting down our picks for the top 8 saddest classical guitar pieces that exist in this music genre's repertoire. For the purpose of this video, we want to let the audience know that this top 8 is a review for educational purposes and not exactly a playlist. Before we proceed with our first entry, if you're interested in classical guitar and you wish to know more about music topics, start now by subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss anything. Number 8. Why by Andrew York. Our first entry is a masterpiece by the contemporary American classical guitar composer known as Andrew York, and who is also a Grammy Award-winning classical guitar music composer. This classical guitar composition of name, Why, is considered by some fans of Andrew York to be a meditation song for the atmosphere it creates when you listen to it. But the things that stand out the most about it is its sad melody, considered by classical guitar enthusiasts to be one of the saddest classical guitar pieces composed by Andrew York. Number 7. Milonga by Jorge Cardoso. This time we go to the country of Argentina, the place that gave birth to Jorge Cardoso, one of the most prominent classical guitar composers from South America. His talent for composing music has brought a legacy of more than 400 music pieces. Amongst that vast repertoire, we have Milonga, one of his most recognized classical guitar pieces, but also one of his saddest masterworks so far. If you want to become more familiar with the music of Cardoso as a classical guitar performer, we recommend you add this piece to your performing repertoire. Number 6. Prelude Enduramus by Elfonso Montes. Another classical guitar masterpiece by a South American composer makes a spot on our list. The fantastic Prelude Enduramus is a very sad masterpiece composed by the Venezuelan guitarist called Elfonso Montes. The most interesting story behind the piece is that rumors say that he wrote it when leaving Venezuela and knowing he would not return to his country, which is a detail that showcases its sad tuning and that it is indeed a farewell piece given that its name translated into English is Farewell Prelude. We also consider this to be one of the most underrated pieces in the classical guitar repertoire. Number 5. Undiagnosed by Leo Brouwer. Spot number 5 is now taken by another Hispanic classical guitarist. Leo Brouwer is a virtuosic musician born in Cuba who made a very successful career in the United States. Besides being a sad classical guitar piece, Un Día de Noviembre is also the theme song of a Cuban movie of the same name. The story behind the piece and the movie is about a young man called Esteban, who was totally devoted to the cause of the revolution against Fulgencio Batista. One day, Esteban is diagnosed with a cerebral aneurysm, which causes him to take stock of his life as a revolutionary and to reconsider his relationships to his family, to his mother and brother particularly, and his friends. Number 4. Etude in B Minor Legota Diagoa by Fernando Soar. This time we are talking about one of the Spanish classical guitar composers who laid some of the foundations for classical guitar learning in the 19th century. This is considered to be one of the few classical guitar pieces that makes use of B minor key in the repertoire. What makes this piece so special is the sad tuning it has and the level of popularity it has amongst classical guitar students when getting into this music genre. For anyone who is aspiring to learn the repertoire of Fernando Soar, this Etude in B minor, also known as Legota Diagoa, is a piece that they must learn. Number 3. Il Testament Demelia by Miguel Lobbitz. Spot number 3 is a traditional Catalonian folk song composed by the virtuoso Miguel Lobbitz. This piece has a very tragic story behind it, which is noticed at first glance with its sad melody. Il Testament Demelia is about a young girl called Amelia who is poisoned by her stepmother, who is in love with the girl's husband. However, other version of the story says that Amelia's husband fell in love with her sister or his mother and decides to commit suicide for having a broken heart. Anyway, no matter which is the true version of the story, we can't deny that this is an incredibly sad classical guitar masterpiece. Number 2. Prelude Enduramus by Francisco Terriga. Basically, these two preludes are played by most classical guitar performers as if they were a single masterpiece, since both have the same key in D minor and the same melody and structure. This piece is part of Terriga's collection of 7 preludes, and it is considered to be one of the saddest classical guitar pieces in his repertoire. Since we do not have much information about the piece, please let us know through your comments what you think about it. Before we continue with our number 1 pick, be sure to subscribe to Demelia Music and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Make sure you click on all notifications, and if you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. And now, before we unveil what we have for you on our number 1 pick, here are 4 honorable mentions. Number 1. Una limosnita por el amor de Dios by Agustin Barrios. We really like this tremolo masterpiece, which has appeared in many of our top 8 video series of classical guitar pieces. Besides being the last song composed by Agustin Barrios and one of the most recognized tremolo pieces, it is also considered the saddest classical guitar piece by many experts. What makes Una limosnita por el amor de Dios so special in the guitar repertoire is the story behind it. It was written by Agustin Barrios inspired by a poor old lady who knocked on the door of his house asking for a penny. Barrios, feeling so sorry for the poor old lady, he got the inspiration to write a song about her. The result was this emotional classical guitar tremolo piece. Because of the story of the song and its melody, we consider Una limosnita por el amor de Dios the saddest classical guitar piece of all time. So what do you think about this, Enigmas? Do you agree with our top 8? What classical guitar pieces do you think are the saddest ones? Please let us know through your comments what you think. Do not forget to share, like and comment on this video. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok to see more content. The links to our social media are down below in the description. Your host Delia will always be here on Delia Music to inform you about music topics and perform classical guitar masterpieces. We hope you Enigmas have enjoyed this video. Until we meet again.